So apparently black people do not get an IQ score of higher than 85. Well, to that I will say, I'll see your 85 and raise you a 7.
Okay, I think I heard all of it from the last woman I talked to. John F. Kennedy Sr., JFK Jr., both, died, but they're not really dead. JFK is Q+, and that he is the one who's kind of in charge of everything right now. Is that basically it?
I would say yes.
A hard coat, knock upon your front door. When your ass attack like cancer, burn your condo down. Let my pen drop, don't hear sound.
And straight like that, we back. Everybody doing out there in the world. Hope everyone doing well, doing swell. You dig what I'm saying? As for me, myself, and now I could complain, but I'd rather just keep it to myself, man. Now, I'm covering a couple fellas that I've been meaning to get around to for a couple of months here now. These are two fellas out here doing absolute God's work. You understand me on what I'm saying? Yeah, man, these two fellas go by the name of the Good Liars. And like I say, they out here doing just absolutely divine work out here. You understand what I'm saying? They are of a particular makeup, I should say, that allows them to infiltrate certain spaces and gives us an insight as to exactly what we're dealing with in the United States of America.
Is JFK alive?
Yes. JFK, President John Fitzgerald Kennedy is alive. He's 108 years old, and he has access to a med bed. And that was his body double that was killed on November 22nd, 1963. Mr. Tippit was killed.
So John F. Kennedy is still alive, and he's 108, and he's
Yes.
he has a what?
A med bed.
What is a med bed?
A med bed basically makes
Please stop what you are doing right now. Make an alternate page if you can get in front of your computer. Open up a tab. Type in med bed. Yeah. Look up and see what a med bed is, right? Also type into your Google J.D. Tippett. You understand what I'm saying? This is a guy, an officer or something like that was killed on the same day that JFK was assassinated, apparently by Lee Harvey Oswald when he left. It's all kind of convoluted stories, but I can assure you, I can't assure you of nothing, but I've heard a lot of conspiracies. You understand me? I've never heard that Tippett was actually, the JFK body. This is at a Trump rally, if you hadn't put this together. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, these are the 75 plus million or so individuals that feel as though that God is on their side, and more importantly, Donald Trump. Let's just take a gander at her for a minute. You see the Q's on her hat. That stands for QAnon. If you don't know who QAnon is, you may not want to find out. It's hilarious, but it's also terrifying. You dig what I'm saying? Depending on where you come from. So put them in your Google and put a pin on them, and let's continue.
your body brand new every time you sit in it. And it rejuvenates your body. So, and JFK Jr. said we could live 1,000 years with the med beds.
And so this technology existed all those years ago?
We've had it, and they kept it from us. That's one of the reasons why our own government did 9/11 and our so-called allies, to keep us from it. They kept 6,000 cures and technologies from us with Nazara. Nazara is very real.
What's Nazara? We're good. We're going a mile a minute here, but what's Nazara?
The National Economic Security and Recovery Act, and it has a whole bunch of things, and that's one of the reasons why our own government did 9/11.
And what does the shirt mean?
How many speedballs you imagine she did? What she got here? Yeah. Now, only thing that I would let her cook on, I imagine her being a Doris. Let's call her Doris. Doris was on to something when she said something about this 9/11 thing. Now, there's been some questions around that. You dig what I'm saying? I think it was a lot of funny happenings. But outside of that, Doris is not talking about Nathaniel. But these are the people that go forward into the world telling people that, vaccines don't work, science is fake. The world may be a taco. We might be living inside of a taco, just folded. We just don't know.
Well, the story with Trump is they're related, so the Kennedys are related, and there's more to the story behind the scene of military operation, things going on. So this is the Kings right here.
Okay, I think I heard all of it from the last woman I talked to. John F. Kennedy Sr., JFK Jr., both, died, but they're not really dead. JFK is Q plus, and that he is the one who's kind of in charge of everything right now. Is that basically it?
I would say yes.
So saying JFK Sr. is alive when he was famously, shot in the head, and there's film of that.
Yeah.
A lot of people would say that's just not possible. What's your response to that?
Well, the problem is they didn't show the whole tape, so they kept parts of the tape that should have been to the public. So there's a lot of nefarious things going on, and that's why there's been questions about that, just like 9/11. You need to put the whole truth to the public, and if not, people are going to research and go down the rabbit holes and get the truth.
And the truth is that JFK Sr. is alive right now.
Yes.
Look at the fake Bidens that you had. I mean, I grew up in Delaware. I know that Biden.
Let's just understand, man. That Kennedy name got a hex on it. They done dropped a couple of them since JFK. You feel me? They dropped his brother, then a couple of sons and uncles and all this down through the line. It's like, bro, it's like they were set, and it's so wild because it's like they seem like they were determined to not let another Kennedy into, the limelight of politics. And I'd be damn, here go the horse talking. FK on the scene. This is a wild goings on. I guess that's why they say, he's still alive. He really just was around to usher in RFK, and this was the 70 chess we've been. Do you think listen, and I'm sure somebody in that crowd that can play. But you'd be hard-pressed to find the people that are willing to run up to this microphone and spew the craziest shit. I bet you can't damn one of them name the pieces on the chessboard, much less play. I just couldn't see it, bro. I couldn't see being a great chess player and being able to say some shit stupid as 5D chess and then run around talking to. I couldn't even. It don't even compute in the same. How you keep them contained in the same frame, man? I don't get it, bro.
I know that Biden was not the Biden I met in Delaware and shook his hand at Little League games because he did opening day many times. He had blue eyes. That Biden had black eyes.
He also got old and probably got a facelift before he ran for president. No?
No, definitely not the same Biden. Nope. No. Ears attached, not attached, that doesn't change.
Who are the other people that have been replaced by body doubles?
Oh. How many? I mean, look at all. No, I can't tell you this because I've done the research. Look at the past and the present and compare. Compare Congress, compare everybody. They don't look the same.
We're in a revolution of change, and Trump is one of the frontmans, and he's helping. But when you have all these people that are down the line, Kennedys, Elvis Presley, all these people, they're related. And
wait, is Elvis Presley alive?
Yes.
That's an old one.
One time for the king, man. Hey, one time for the king. These folk ain't gonna let you rest, buddy. Y'all might as well find some fountain of youth pills, cause legends never die. You dig what I'm saying? They ain't gonna let you die, bro. They need to invoke your spirit and keep your presence around in order to support they harebrained conspiracy theories. So can't none of y'all. Charlie Kirk still here. It is no, you cannot put rest in peace in front of no, I guess white people down, bro, because you have got to stay alive so that they can keep their narrative. This lady needs every dog. Look at this, man. What are we doing in America, bro? How, my nigga, do you see anything standing in these pictures outside of a good homie from the Good Liars? And homie back here, you know what I mean, police. We need some police in certain instances. Now, they do a lot too much out here, but we need them. But outside of them two, and then do you see anything in that crowd, bro, that looks to be on the side of a progressive, humankind, bro? Like, I don't see anything out there that look innovative, new, creative, bro. Like, nothing out there with a critical thinking skill. It just doesn't strike me. Just look at them, bro. But they have such strong views and such stupid opinions, bro. And it's so crazy because I be going hard on Twitter against some of them. And these are some of the people, or at least they sisters and they mom, they grandma. How y'all feel about grandma here sounding so stupid, man? Do you know what I would say to my grandma if I looked on a video and I saw my grandma talking to that? You know, the earth might not be grandma. Bad, I get this on from the family about what I say to grandma. Come on, we can't be out here doing this, representing the name like that. Shit, no.
Yeah, but a lot of people have known.
Okay.
And then why is he talking about Graceland lately? And so, but a lot of people just have to do the research. So, I mean,
So you think Trump was, when he was in Memphis a month and a half ago, he went to Graceland because of something with Elvis being alive?
There's a lot of comms, and if you really listen to numbers like 17 sevens, and there's the God's numbers, you connect the dots. But what's happening is we're trying to keep people safe and let it out to the world, and you can't expose everything right away. They're doing a lot of the operation behind the scenes, so it's exciting. Gitmo's pretty busy right now.
Gitmo's busy? Why? Who's in Gitmo right now?
A lot. I can't really put that information out. Everybody's gonna.
Why can't you put it? I don't. That's what I don't understand. Why can't you put it out? You saw it online. Like, what's the difference?
I choose what I want to say and what I don't want to say, so everybody will find out.
So you know how Trump always says central casting?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't know who's alive and who's dead. People we think that are dead are alive, and people we think are alive are dead. I'm just. You know.
What's an example of that besides JFK Jr.? What's an example of that? Biden?
Well, yeah. Trump even he retruth something on was it on Truth, or he redid something on X that said that he was executed in 2020, and he had a funeral. His inauguration was actually a military funeral. Just ask Derek Johnson.
Here's my question for you. No, I have a question about this. No, totally. So you think that Joe Biden?
Yeah, I had to stop the frame right here. You feel? I find some good things in every frame. It's some hope. You feel? It is a pot of gold at the end of some of these rainbows. Now, you understand what I'm saying? White and black directly in the middle, and the black dress over here to the side. These are rays of sunshine. Shout out to you all. But then we come into the forefront of the camera, and young lady right here, what's the odds? What's the over and under about on when's the last time you think she put some mousse in her hair? You know, mousse is what they use, ain't it, man? When was the last time you think some mousse? Hey, let's not even go about just the washing of the shampoo. That's a stretch. We going too far. Let's just mousse. You would have thought today would have been like the prime day when you coming to the rally, right? You gotta come out here looking like you ain't just roll out the bed. This is, if I look at her tone, I should say, this seems to probably been the first day that she's been out the house in some months. Am I wrong, man? Golly. Again, shout out to the two pieces of black we see in this shot. You feel?
Died in 2020 or 2019 or something. He was killed by the military or something before he was elected president. And then they had somebody playing Biden who was like, kind of seemed like they were a little slow. They were slowing down, like Grandpa was slowing down, had a terrible debate performance. What? But why would you act like you're like, why would you act like that and be like, okay, Trump's going to just take over he's going to win now because of this terrible debate performance?
We've been dealing with the wickedness, and that's why we're here this weekend, the wickedness that has been running the country.
So the med beds, which made JFK Sr. able to live till 108 now,
yes.
And JFK Jr. is alive and well. We'll get to that in a second.
Yes.
Those med beds are the reason that the U.S. government did 9/11 in 2001.
It's 6,000 cures and technologies. It's the fact that it reverts every law.
Can we pause on the 9/11 thing? What does that have to do with 9/11?
Because our own government did 9/11.
But what's that have to do with the med beds?
Because it's all connected to Nazara. So they stole the gold that was underneath Building 7, our own government, and so-called allies stole the gold. The gold was going to be used to pay back the British crown because our government was hijacked from Britain in 1871, and we've been slaves to the British crown ever since. And we finally had the gold to pay back the British crown and be free again, and that was all supposed to happen September 11th. And Nazara, which was part of it is releasing of 6,000 cures and technologies.
Hold on, we gotta slow down. We listen, bro. Because we really not privy to Miss Lady. She's just in the speedball state. When she went home and realized that she had gave us so much info, they probably kicked out the club. But we have got to decipher this information. So what we have here is that is this Doris? This is Doris. Doris say that on the day that 9/11 happened, what was supposed to happen is we was about to pay Britain a whole bunch of gold to get out of servitude and the slavery that we had been in from under them since 1871 Revolutionary War. Be damned. And these are the people that tell you that news is fake, bro. You know, sure, news embellishes and maybe spin like this here, but this is the person that would tell you that, you know, new people that do journalism for a job, and they just cogs in the wheel. I am a truth teller. Look at her. Let's just look at her before I go back to letting it play.
They kept from all of us, including the cure for cancer.
I have to know where you get your news, because some of this sounds a little out there to me.
Okay. That's okay. I get my news from all kinds of different sources. Like I said, I run around in different circles than you.
Can you tell me some of the
sources?
Where can I see this news?
You could start doing your research and hanging around with the right people.
Right people or wrong people?
Well, the right people. You'll find that out soon enough. And you're going to find out. I want you to mark that, because you're going to find out. Mickey Lynn Larson Olsen on this day told you everything that you didn't believe.
Why do you think the earth is flat?
Why does Google Maps and keep a lot of stuff out? Like, why do you go to different areas where you're flying and you can't pass over Iceland, but you have to go around? So there's a lot of things that if you start connecting the dots will make sense, and you find out that we aren't around. It's not round. But it's good because I did the research on it, so everybody has to do their own research, and it's exciting when you find out the truth.
What about the scientists who have researched this, the astronauts who have gone?
Hey, buddy, have y'all ever watched like a flat Earth debate? You know, it's a guy they call, what's he a famous one, Flat Earth Dave. It take either Simon Dan to get on his head, or the one cat Professor Dave explains. It take them to get on him, bro. It be some of the most nonsensical arguments, bro. And then like the experiments that they show, like this nigga take a dinner plate, a little styrofoam plate, and he'll poke a hole in it and put a straw in there, and then he'll wrap a string around the ball and put it around the straw, bro, and be like, look at how this ball goes around. Like, bro, they'll make it all. It is so retarded, bro. But again, I have to keep pointing out, how are you not ashamed to share? I don't know that these people are like that on the other side of the aisle, bro. I don't know that you can find any examples that are so batshit insane, cuz you dig what I'm saying? This seems to be an exclusive thing, man. I ain't gonna hold you.
Gone to space, seen the Earth, gone to the moon. What about them?
You just have to look at the videos. I mean, it just proves itself. Like why are there shadows and like there's so much, like it's so much comedy. So the bottom line is, we haven't been there.
Would you want Trump to run in 2028?
I think he'll be giving it back.
Just giving it?
Stolen.
But this is his second term though, and you only get 2 terms.
Technically his third. He told you he was the dash too. He was commander in chief. Biden never got the biscuit.
Wait, so Donald Trump has been president for the last 9 years?
Commander-in-chief. Yes. Okay. Absolutely. So he told you that in front of the generals at the Pentagon.
Okay.
If you listen.
But Joe Biden was president for 4 years.
That's why they raided Mar-a-Lago to get the biscuit, because he didn't have the nuclear codes. Jen Psaki said, we'd love to talk to Space Force if they've reached out to us. What president can't get a hold of the military?
pen was president, right? The auto pen was president. Joe Biden was asleep or pooping in his pants when he went to see the Pope.
Last time we spoke, you talked to Devram, my partner, and you talked about COVID.
Yes.
How COVID was see sheep surrender.
Yes. COVID-19. Yes. So COVID, see, right? And then Ovid is sheep. And then 19 is military first, surrender. But before that, it was corona, right? It was a coronavirus. So that's 6 letters, right? And in gematria, which is A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, ... Y is 25, Z is 26. When you add all the numbers in the alphabet together, it comes to 351. If you add God communicates through numbers, it comes to 351. Well, corona, when you add the numerical value of corona, it's 66. So you add 666. So when we figured that out, they changed it to COVID-19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You guys did that?
No, we didn't. The bad guys knew what we, as truthers, figured it out.
Do you think it should be a separation between church and state?
Absolutely not. That's why we're in the problem. We were founded on a Christian nation. That's our founding fathers did it. And America's forgot. We're not allowed to talk politics. We're not allowed to talk religion. That's how we were taught. And that's why we're in this mess.
So should the Bible be taught in schools?
Absolutely. Absolutely, but which version of the Bible, too? You have that, too. I mean...
Well, should it be taught as historic fact, what happened in the Bible?
Moral compass. I mean, it's so easy. The 10 Commandments. Start there.
But like all of the Bible, should that be taught in school as a historic fact? Noah was 700 years old.
Absolutely. Why not? It's history.
That should be taught in a history class.
It's history.
Because nobody's lived past like 120 something.
That we know of. I mean, back in the day, they lived to 700. I mean, Ruth was, what, 500?
But did they really, you think?
I don't know. What is time? You know, we're on a
Okay, now we're like tripping.
But there's a Space Force. There's lots of things that are being done. And they had to do things like stories like this to keep us in fear.
Hey, shout out Marcellus Wiley in the back promoting Jesus is Lord. Shout out Marcellus Wiley, man. I knowed you be at the rallies, cuz. I knowed it.
In fear, but also to, you know, when you're satanic or when there's nefarious stuff going on, they're all going to be paid and bought for, and it's a big conspiracy. And the people behind the Q plan, military, they're all taking care of business, and so the world's going to find out really soon, and they're finding out now. So it's exciting.
So satanic. Who are the satanic people in your mind?
Well, you know, you've got the Baal, the Moloch. You've got a lot of Hollywood. You've got a lot of government officials all the way down. It's like. But they're all bought and paid for. They're all in it together. And, you know, in Revelations, you read the Bible, and what does it say? What's going to happen? All these false gods, all these coming out. So we're in that event time right now where the truth is coming out, and God's turning the tables. In the end of the day, who wins? God. Satan has a plan, but God's got a plan that's better. And we've already won the victory. We're just showing it to the public.
And where do you get your news for the most part?
Well, everywhere I go, there's different things in Telegram, Twitter. There's a lot of YouTube information. There's a lot of truth out, just like Smithsonian stuff, the things that the lies, Enoch, the Bible. But we did the research. I've been researching for 5 to 10 years, and I was Dallas. Michael Brian Protzman taught us a lot, and there's a lot of truthers. But if you connect the dots, it's exciting because you do find out, and then you find out how much the media lies. So, you know, the bottom line is follow the money.
Follow the money. What does that mean?
Follow the money.
Oh, the money. I thought you said the bunny, like the white rabbit. Okay.
Follow the money, and you see where all the lies are. Like just like you see all the fires and what's happening in Malibu, and follow the money, and like all the tunnels, all the children being pulled out.
What are news stories that are underreported right now by the mainstream media?
What is underreported? The truth. I can sum it up in one word, okay? The truth. The truth is underreported in our mainstream media.
And what is the truth?
The truth is our election was stolen in 2020. Patriots got thrown in jail like me. I was in prison. I don't think I went to jail when I met you.
Oh, okay.
I think there's characters that have to play a certain part to teach and show, but it's like we're in a movie technically, and we're being exposed to information.
What does that mean? I've heard that before. We're in a movie technically. What does that actually mean?
There's a lot of things.
I'm saying, bro, y'all got to ride with me and just analyzing the attendees and the makeup of this movement, bro. Like, why is it? Bro, these people share something in common, man. Like, I mean, just get a gander. Now, of course, there's some younger people going through there. I've seen an Asian couple and their little kids floating through there, a couple black people and all of that. But, I mean, it just looked disheveled, man, and just whipped into a frenzy over nothing like early dementia or something. You know what I'm saying? Just flustered about everything and don't know. Like, how do you tell people a truth that are like this, bro? It amazes me, bro. And it's been like this like 10 years, dog. Like, you dig what I'm saying? Like, what has happened to your brain in 10 years? I guess this is like the 10-year result of being a QAnon, bro, and just devoid of all facts in lieu of upholding your opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro.
That have already been done, but to show the people, you have to have a lot of the central casting, which Trump talks a lot about. And so let's say some of them are already gone. You have to put people in as fillers to wake people up. So that's why everybody's kind of going, they're hearing about Charlie Kirk and they're trying to figure out, but if you connect the dots, then you get to the story. But here's the most important thing. What's your first name again?
Jason.
Jason, you are going to be extremely happy when you see what's coming right around the corner and why 4th of July is going to be big. Because you know what it is?
Wait, what's happening on the 4th of July?
We're celebrating our 250th year. We're getting back our sovereignty, and we get to celebrate God. God is good, and we're not going to be run by all this satanic and the government, and we're not going to have to pay all these high bills and these crazy numbers. So good things are coming for sure.
On July 4th?
Right around July 4th into the next few months.
I have to say, I talked to somebody at the military parade last year, and they said, like, this was a big thing. The military's about to take over, and this was like a big event. And it seemed like they said some of the same things you said about like JFK, and that didn't end up happening.
Well, here's the bottom line. What's most important is having faith and patience. And when you're confident and you see the plan already playing out, and I've seen many things play out, but the most important thing is the safety of the nation and the world. And we got great things coming.
I guess I'm wondering who's telling you that all these things are going to happen? Because I've noticed, because I've seen things, people have told me like JFK is going to be back in 2021 and he's going to be vice president. You're going to see it on TV, and then it doesn't happen. I'm wondering why like the goalposts keep getting moved on some of the stuff.
I think there's for the safety, but also to get more people in the knowledge of what's happening, because you can't just turn the world upside down. And I have my own reasons to believe, because I have eyes to see, ears, but maybe I've been around some of them. So maybe I have a little bit more confidence because You've
been around JFK?
And around the presence of some of them. I'm not going to answer that, but when I look at you and smile, that's my confidence.
When I talked to somebody yesterday who believed that JFK Jr. is alive, they were saying like a lot of the problem is
that is your delirium, and shout out to because this is my field, so let me not even say that. But that is your delirium, ma'am. That is not a sign of confidence. It is in fact a sign of borderline insanity. I ain't even gonna hold you. Who mama is, bro? If this is your mom, especially like if you agree with her, then okay, it's one thing. But imagine being the child of this one of these, and just watching this, bro. Would you not be so embarrassed? Hey, real quick, everybody, for those of you that are on this YouTube journey like myself, man, I know that one of our big struggles in this thing are our thumbnails. You know what I mean? There's a couple parameters that you need to score high in order to get your material seen by the maximum amount of individuals, you understand? And the thumbnails are a very vital part of it. And so with that said, I would like to offer you an alternative, a tool, in fact, that will allow you to generate images. It'll allow you to face swap. There's all type of precise editing tools available for you within the program. One of my favorite things is that it allows you to plug your thumbnail in, have it graded in 5 different areas. You can, from that point, you can go forward with your idea, or you can choose to have an upgraded version produced by the software. You dig what I'm saying? And in order to do that, go into the link below this video, right? Type in straight like that as your promo code, get yourself 20% off, and be on the way to getting some better thumbnails. And away we go. Back to this content. Oh my God, bro.
Like the elite billionaire class of people. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. I mean, all of it. They are.
As it's
They
Satanist.
are.
I'm trying to find some common ground here because I feel like a lot of liberals actually have similar beliefs of like what the issues are. Yeah.
We all can agree, but they have TDS. I mean, but we can agree on the same.
But you're saying Satanists. Like, I know a lot of liberal people. I know a lot of conservative people. I know a lot of liberal people who are not Satanists. They do not believe in Satan. They don't think Satan exists. I don't know if they believe in
Satan exists, the devil.
So how could they worship something they don't believe, I guess is my point.
I can't answer that. I mean, they have to answer that for themselves. You know what I mean?
I'm trying to find some common ground here. I'm failing miserably. Do you feel like you're walking around and you have like a little bit of a secret that other people don't have?
Oh, yeah.
Does that make you feel good?
Oh, absolutely. But it's truth. It's not really a secret because
Well, it's a secret to me because you're not telling me who's in Gitmo right now.
I've told you a lot though. But you've been super nice. Like I really appreciate it. And we're excited. We're going to go to the prayer day and we're going back to God.
Do you think God talks to Donald Trump?
Absolutely.
Like actually like they have conversations?
I think that the Holy Spirit speaks to those that seek Him for the Lord, and I definitely think they have a special relationship. Absolutely. But the bottom line is, you can too. We all do. We all have relationships with God. Many people, but we got to go back to God, and He's the way, the truth, the light. And Trump is just chosen, maybe the David of our time.
A lot of the stuff you're saying, like the actual root problems that you're talking about right now, are things that a lot of people on the left and like farther left totally agree with you on. And some of like the more fanatical things that you're saying really turns people off into being like, we want to work with these people on something. When you say like JFK Jr.'s alive, or you say Joe Biden died before he got into office, when everyone's, saw Joe Biden, saw an old guy in office, have you ever thought about being like, you know what, this isn't about Trump, we don't need Trump, we just should get together with other Americans, even people on the far left, to like break down a corrupt system?
Well, we have to some extent, but I don't really talk to that many people anymore. I'm not, so I mean, I don't have any friends that are actually on that side. Although this is interesting.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that people I know on the left. Like, you're saying things about the military-industrial complex. You're saying things about, like, a corrupt billionaire class.
All agree, right?
That's what everyone agrees on. So it's the other stuff that you're saying that, like, is, like, more of a turnoff to people, I think, because it seems so, unbelievable that all these people would fake their deaths, and that Donald Trump, who, like, me growing up in New York, I saw Donald Trump as, like, he's a reality show host. He was kind of like a joke. Nobody, like, took him that seriously. And then everyone being like, this is the greatest guy. It doesn't make sense, because like everyone saw him as kind of the joke for a long time.
Asked him to run 200 generals.
See, I think that's the same thing. Like, we're getting down, it's like we're going the fork in the road, you know what I mean?
The thing is the truth will be the truth, and it will all be exposed in the end. So even
I think you already said the truth, though. That's the thing. I don't think there's more to go than there's a billionaire class that runs our political systems. Like, I think that's the truth. I think you already hit it.
For sure.
But all of the other stuff, that seems more like, from my opinion, like that could be fantasy. Like, that's not as real as the other stuff.
We'll find out now, won't we?
This is not a challenge to you. This is not a challenge to you. I'm just saying, like, there's a bridges between people on the left and right.
Interesting. I was at a garage sale the other day, and I was chatting with the guy, and he said to me, he says, from what I was saying, I don't even know what I was saying. He says, I take it we're on the same side. Well, we weren't. He was on the other side.
Maybe you were, though. Maybe you were.
That's what I mean. We all need to be together. And I remember saying that with you in Macon, something about, it's like, we really all want the same things. Like, I want to live my life free from all this strife, and that's why income taxes are going away, because we've been slaves. to the system and feeding these.
But is that actually going to happen?
Yes, it is.
The income tax. Okay. Because I've heard that JFK Jr. is going to come back from people before. He's going to be back. Somebody said in 2021 he's going to be back, and he's going to be vice president with Trump's president. Okay. But you see what I'm saying? Like, that's the stuff that it would be such huge news that that's the unbelievable part. When, like, your feelings on things are the feelings that, like, a lot of Americans feel like, I've got a raw deal here. You know what I mean? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
I can't wait till this is all over. And I think we're going to see a lot of things happen in the next few weeks, months, before the end of the year. I think we're going to see big things.
Okay.
So
look, I've talked to so many people, QAnon and stuff, and it was like, at first it's like, oh, this is like, what is this? People would watch and be like, I can't believe this. This is so, weird that people are saying this. And then when you start talking to people, it's like the actual problems, lots of people agree with.
we all are on this
Yes.
page. And that's
But
what
that
the devil
fanatical
does.
stuff, but the big stuff,
stuff.
the crazy, I don't want to say crazy, it's your beliefs, like whatever, but like that's the stuff where like people like come apart on it, when it's like that's dividing us more than, not dividing us more, but that is a division that people can't get on board with, especially people who aren't religious or things like that,
Well, yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how this movie ends.
And then you say the movie stuff too. It's like I feel like we're riding the same train, and then we're not on it. What is this community in?
Well, I don't know. We can. It is movie like. You dig what I'm saying, bro? It is most certainly movie like, but not in the sense. You know they say God works in mysterious ways. You know what I'm saying? And oddly enough, I think I'll opine on that in about a minute.
In the QAnon, what does that mean to you personally?
QAnon's not a thing, first of all.
Right.
There is Q,
Yes.
which is like a
The guy,
10 people.
Q, or 10 people.
Well,
Okay.
Q plus is the guy,
Okay.
and you're going to find out that's President John Fitzgerald Kennedy is Q plus.
So Q has been John
Fitzgerald
F. Kennedy.
This is
Okay.
his plan,
Okay.
and this is his plan. And I can't wait till you look at this in the future and you realize everything I told you was true. QAlerts.app is where you need to start, and you need to start doing your research.
Okay. And then I just want to know, like, what sense of community you get from being involved in this. Is it fulfilling?
We know the truth. And I don't have to walk around like I'm a stupid idiot. I gotta go.
All right. There you have it.
The ironicity of it all. She said, I ain't gonna walk around like I'm looking like a stupid idiot. Yeah, but she didn't. She just put her outfit on and walked out the door. She ain't look in the mirror this morning. It's a wild thing, man. It's a wild thing. But like I said in the beginning of this video, if it is indeed true that we just can't get above an 85 intelligence quotient, you dig what I'm saying? If that is indeed true, and then let's just break down the numbers. There's roughly 50 million black people in America. It's about, close to 150, 200 million white people in America. So if Donald Trump got about 77 million votes, then we're most certainly smarter than that quotient of them. You dig what I'm saying? So in that case, man, we're in a good area. I'll take my chances. You dig what I'm saying? And like I say, man, if this is your mom, this is your sister, this is your aunt, unless you agree with them, bro, like how could this? I just couldn't see having this in the family. You know what I'm saying? I don't know many close members of mine that think like this. I ran across a couple, and the necessary steps were taken. You dig what I'm saying? But this is just egregious, man. I see a lot of videos from these fellas, man. They do nothing but God's work out there. You know what I mean? It's in the name. The good liars doing God's work. But this is the first time I brought one to my people. So, you got another page to go and check out if you into this kind of thing, because they go to a lot of little rallies. They, you know what I'm saying? They exposed a lot of bad faith actors out here, man. I guess that's the best way to put it. But it's just a really, it's just a really brain dead bunch of people that are out here with the most highest of minded opinions on very sensitive and complex topics out here, man. And I just don't see in what world a person could even convince themselves that someone would take them seriously when you just take everything into account. from the sources and what those sources are saying, man, it's just like, boy, they go Hollywood, they have no shame. It is just a will for ignorance over there on that side, man. It is so crazy. But again, man, I thought this was pertinent to bring to my focus. It brings a chuckle to me every time I see a video pop up with these fellas here, because I know it's going to be a raucous occasion. You dig what I'm saying? And until then, I bring another one to you all. It's been straight like that. I'm out.
Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. The Jack Travis, Lord Dungeon Dragon, spit